What's up everybody, Matt Maran here for another video on the GR Corolla. So just last night they debuted this vehicle and I already posted a video that gave all the specs and mechanical details here on the GR Corolla. But today we're gonna get an up close, in-person look here. I'm gonna climb all over this thing and show you guys every nook and cranny, all the details, all the features. All right, so this is the GR Corolla 2023 and this is the Circuit Edition we're looking at here, and it's pretty exact. This is still an early prototype, so it does not have the rear spoiler on the back that it's supposed to have. Instead it has the regular spoiler you get on the Core Edition, but otherwise everything is correct here, and I think it looks so good. I think the Circuit Edition really completes the look, especially with this vented bulge hood. You don't get that on the Core Edition, but it really stands out. And those are functional vents, by the way. It's not just for show or something. They are functional, and you can really see the bulge there on it. I mean, it really comes out a lot. You also see these new headlights here that kind of ditch the J LEDs that you used to have on this generation Corolla, and so now it's just one continuous thing. I think it looks really nice. You also have some fog lamps here, and also you'll see this is gloss black for this whole grille, and on a Core Edition that's going to be matte black plastic, so I think the gloss really kind of adds a nice little bit of extra edge as well. But yeah, extra little vents there that are functional as well. And also, this is an easy thing to overlook, but there's also extra little vents in here you don't get on a regular Corolla, and kind of hidden a little bit, but a very nice extra little touch. Just goes to show how, you know, they really engineered everything aerodynamic wise to really be you know, as efficient as possible to cool off that engine. Coming down to the sides here, you'll see again about 2.5 inches wider than a regular Corolla. Really bulges out. I mean, it looks like an aftermarket wide body kit, and in some ways it's just that extreme, although it is, of course, you know, very polished and very refined here. And I love how you have this fender vent. Again, is totally functional, actually does work and do stuff. And then you also see these wheels, which I'm also pleasantly surprised they're 18-inch wheels. They're not 19s or 20s. You know, the industry trends are to do these enormous wheels. Not the case here. You have 14-inch rotors there, and they're vented and slotted. Nice GR brake caliper, which, by the way, is only painted here on the Circuit Edition, I believe, and won't be painted on the Core models, but that also really sets it off. Circuit Edition really, I think, just really completes the look and gives it a little bit of extra edge. You see the GR4 there on the rocker, very cool, and that is also embossed in there, so it's three-dimensional, very cool. And you also will see the forged carbon roof, which you get only on the Circuit Edition here. It's very cool. It's kind of got this like matte finish to it here, but it is smooth and kind of glossy, but a very cool look and something really unique. Even, you know, outside of, you know, a Lamborghini or something like that, there's really nothing that's doing forged carbon on the outside here like this. So a really cool touch. I'll show you the side here. It's a very cool look there. You can see how they've even, you know, extended the wide body there into the rear doors. And again, it will have the larger spoiler, which I can show you, you know, from the video last night. You know, it's going to be a lot bigger. So this is the Core spoiler, but, you know, still is nice. It's honestly more subtle than I was expecting for the GR Corolla. But again, Circuit Edition is the way to go if you want that big spoiler there in the back. And but I mean, look at the hips on this thing. I mean, it is super wide, but I think it actually looks really well. You know, there's no unnecessary vents or anything really. I mean, this is even, you know, functional, goes through, you know, and then the exhaust. That's the one thing people have been talking about a lot, is the exhaust. They say that's part of the reason why this motor does more than it does in the GR Yaris. And yeah, it's definitely unique, but honestly, I think I kind of dig it. I mean, this car is so awesome, I'd give it a pass even if I didn't love it, but I honestly think, I think it actually kind of works with the back end here. And it's just, when you look at it from the back, I mean, look at how that thing is just so wide. It's kind of hilarious. It's got this like Coke bottle shape here with the hatch being narrower at the top and then really spreading out towards the bottom there. And yeah, it just looks really good from all the angles. But let's pop the hood here and check that out. We'll also get a good look at this interior here in a second and go through these digital gauges and everything, but first pop the hood here. And there it is, the crazy powerful 3-cylinder turbo motor. Again, similar to the GR Yaris, but this has been reinforced a little bit more. That's also part of why it's able to do the extra power. So it isn't identical to the GR Yaris motor. It is unique, and yeah, it's just impressive. You get 300 horsepower out of a 3-cylinder engine. You know, the only other stuff that does, you know, 100 horsepower per cylinder is like Dodge Demons and crazy stuff like that. So I mean, very, very impressive, and still a good amount of room in this engine bay thanks to it just being a 3-cylinder. I mean, look at all this extra space you have. You know, all kinds of room for goodies, or, you know, bigger intakes, whatever. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. I also like the engine cover. It's got a little bit of, you know, nice touch to it, but you can see where those vents go. But anyway, let's hop in the inside here and check it out. So, I mean, if you're familiar with the Corolla hatchback, obviously it's going to be sharing a decent amount as far as, you know, the bones go. But I mean, there's a lot that's really different here. Totally different steering wheel, totally different seats, of course. And so these are the like suede type seats that you get here on the Circuit Edition. There'll be regular cloth on the core. And we haven't seen those seats just yet, but these are really nice, you know, with the being partially leather. And the one thing I really love about these seats, let's hop in, is that they really hug me nicely. I mean, I'm not a big guy. I'm only 5'9", and pretty thin here, but you know, they really hug pretty nicely. And even here, the side bolsters and stuff, it's pretty tight. Now, you know, it'd be cool if there was adjustable bolstering or something like that. You just have the usual adjustments, and they're actually manual seats here, at least for this one. So, you know, totally good seats, though. I mean, they're really nice. They're not as aggressive as like a Civic Type R or something like that, but still feel really good, and they're heated, which is a really nice touch. You can see the heated buttons there. And another thing is, with the weather package on the Core Edition or Circuit Edition, comes standard with a heated steering wheel, which is also a very nice touch to have here. But other things, so again, steering wheel is unique and has a new button arrangement here, but all the same usual Toyota buttons you're used to. But you have the adaptive cruise, you know, great to have that nice GR badge there. But a really nice steering wheel. You know, it doesn't have any kind of crazy 10-2 notches or anything, but just a really nice 9-3 grip. And I also like how this really comes out a lot. It's pretty cool. So gauges here, though. I wasn't able to see the gauges last night at the reveal, but it's great we're able to see them now. Now, I have to give a disclaimer. This is a pre-production vehicle. That's why the check engine light's on. It's giving me a bunch of warning stuff. It needs, you know, updates and stuff. This is not finished yet. So it's like there's anything wrong with the car or anything like that before anyone comments. But anyway, let's go through here the gauges. There's a couple different looks here for them. So this is the normal mode, and so you'll have the round tack, and I'm sorry it's going to keep coming up with these error messages, but round tack there, and then on the left and the right you can have a few different things that's showing. So as you can see, we have boost pressure and G meter there on the right and the left, which is just awesome that they're including that kind of stuff. And then go through adaptive cruise, drive info, and that's basically it. So, you know, not a ton of customization, but you know, nice to have the gauge pack there on the left if you want to have, you know, some additional temperature readouts and things like that. But I think what everyone that, you know, is getting one of these is going to want to use is the boost gauge and G meter. So very cool that we have that there. But in addition to that, you know, there's a drive mode selector down here, and we can go up and go through the different drive modes. So there's sport, and then you have a nice bar style tack there. And so, you know, otherwise everything else is pretty much the same. It still looks really nice, though. I mean, I just love that they're doing a new gauge cluster. They could have totally just put a regular Corolla gauge cluster in here, and I don't think anyone would really complain, because the car is, again, as awesome as it is. But to, you know, spend the, you know, R&D money to do a brand new 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster for this car is awesome. And so it looks really good. Also, this one has the JBL stereo, since it's a Circuit Edition. JBL speaker will be an available upgrade on the core models as well. It's an 8-speaker system instead of the 6-speaker system you get as standard. And also the infotainment is new, so it's basically running the same stuff you get with like the new Tundra. It's this brand new Toyota infotainment software, but it's still on the same 8-inch screen that you had previously with Corollas, but It's very simple, and I've gone through this in my reviews and stuff, so you can check out one of those if you're curious about how this system works. But it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's the big highlight here, and one thing that's awesome, so that that's just a very nice improvement. So you can hop in the car, have your phone automatically connected, and so that's great. Also has auto climate control, still dual zone by the way too, so that's a nice touch. And we also have the manual shifter here. So this is the Marizo shift knob, which is exclusive here to the Circuit Edition. There we go. And it just feels nice. They did say that the shifter is a shorter throw, and it certainly feels shorter and a little weightier than what you get on a regular Corolla. It still is, as you can see, a little on the long side, but I honestly think it's the perfect length. And yeah, very well-defined gates. Feels really nice and easy to use and nice and smooth. And yeah, so you'll also see the intelligent manual mode here. That's something that the regular Corollas actually had for a while, that does auto rev matching for you. You can turn that on and off there with that button. Also, this e-brake lever is, I think, the thickest e-brake handle I've ever seen in a modern car. I mean, it's really beefy. I'm not complaining. That's awesome, and awesome this car even has a manual e-brake. But just one standout thing I wanted to mention, as well. You also will see this is the selector for the all-wheel drive system for changing the torque split to go front to rear. And so you'll see it will reflect that also in the gauge cluster here. There we go. So it says FR2, and then there's four-wheel drive. And so I'm not sure exactly how that works all the way, but and then FF1 when you press is the normal mode. So like I mentioned in the video, there's going to be 3 different torque splits. You can do 60-40 front to rear, is 50-50, and then 30-70. And so yeah, that's where you're going to be controlling that. And it's a nice little controller too. It's actually got like a little bit of a metal finish to it here and some rubber on it, and really nice. You got a little bit of gloss black trim here around the shifter, but it's all very small. And also, like, this is still kind of a nice quality material around here. You have some stitching and stuff. These new Corolla interiors, I mean, I talked about this a few years back when they came out, but I mean, the dash is padded. Everything is really quite nice in here. The only thing is a little bit of a bummer, of course, with the forged carbon roof. You don't have any kind of moonroof or anything, but even the core model, there's no way to get a moonroof, I don't think. So one, little minor thing, but yeah, it's really great up front here. But let's hop into the back seat, and I'm going to actually put this seat up to where I'm sitting normally, so you kind of get an idea of how much space you have back there. So it is still a tighter back seat, and so this is the one thing, again, I wasn't expecting it to be different than a regular Corolla, but I still have a little bit of legroom here, so it definitely works. But if you're putting car seats in, something like that, it might be a little bit on the tight side, but certainly will work for 4 adults for sure. But I just have to note though that if you are cross shopping this with the new Civic Type R, that new Civic hatch I just reviewed in the regular version, I mean, you have a good bit more rear legroom. You also have a bigger hatch than the back. But there's another look at that interior from the back here. But let's check out the hatch really quick. There we go. So if you're unfamiliar with the Corolla hatch, it's definitely on the small side. And part of it is the fact that it's just very shallow, so there's not very much height. So when you look at like this compared to a Civic hatch that's way deeper, a little bit wider and stuff, this is definitely going to be less practical than the new Civic Type R will be. But you see they actually do have the battery back here, so that's part of why this floor is so high. Also a nice little touch, you have the GR logo on the little cover here, but a good bit of extra little storage at least under the floor here if you do want to put a small knick-knack or two in there. And so yeah, but I mean, still great that it's a hatch, and of course you can't flip down the rear seats if you want to put in some larger items and stuff like that. And so yeah, that is the 2023 GR Corolla. I think that's about everything to cover here. And yeah, so I mean, they still haven't announced pricing. I know that's the big question everyone's wondering. I'm very curious as well, but we don't know pricing just yet. We do know the core models I said will be arriving later this year. This Circuit Edition won't be coming until 2023. They didn't say exactly when in 2023 either, so we're still gonna have to wait for the details on that. But overall, It's just an awesome vehicle. I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be a great replacement for the STI leaving the market. This comes in 300 horsepower, same kind of, you know, changeable all-wheel drive system and everything. And I didn't close the hood all the way, so that's why this is got a little bit of a gap. But yeah, this thing is very exciting. One of the most exciting debuts, I think, of this year. And just awesome that Toyota has decided to build it. But anyway, so that's all of my thoughts here on the GR Corolla. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I can you know, try and answer them if there's stuff that you're curious about. But yeah, it's gonna be impressive, and hopefully they can churn out a ton of these things and build as many as people want to buy. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.